council by having their own that was tasked to organize the international convention, and then also the council by having their own committee. But now the youth leaders, we came to consensus and we have set together and we have agreed about the way forward. Because our constitution dictates at the end of the term, the council should sit and form the political committee and therefore dissolve the union. And that cannot happen before the end of our term in office. And today, it marked the end of our term in the office, and we would like to inform the public, all the youth of South Sudan, and officially the term of the South Sudan National Youth Union has come to an end, and we are therefore dissolving the union, the committee, and after that, we are also going to announce the dissolution of the council. And therefore, we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have reached consensus between the executive committee and the council, and we have agreed to form a unified committee, and that committee will be tasked committee to organize the International Youth Convention, and the official handover will be at the Freedom Hall after the election of the new leader. This is where the National Youth Union Executive Committee is going to hand over all the assets of the union officially to the elected body. But the committee that we have agreed now to form is the political committee to organize the convention. And that is what we want to inform the public, that officially we have come to an end. And we want to thank each and everyone, especially the young people who trusted us and give us this big responsibility and task. And we also want to reiterate our call for the young people to unite. And that what we are doing, what we did, the leadership that we want to see the young people are all united. And therefore, we are joining with the council leadership, and we have agreed to work together to make sure that we all deliver a peaceful transition of power. With this few words, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming, and I will give a chance to the speaker to give some few remarks, and then from there we are going to read out the resolution. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I need to apologize for the the considering creating Ghana leadership South Sudan National Youth Union, we shall now resolve all the conflict that can be cancelled by executive committee. Today is the 11th December, the end of the union in Casaubon 2019 December. The resolution with the leadership with the council and executive, I need to take this opportunity to welcome one of the members of the council to read you the resolution.
Thank you, members of the press. Today, the National Youth Union leadership, as you are aware and have heard from the two speakers, the chairman and the speaker of the council, I therefore take this opportunity to read for you through the resolutions and the appointments of the members of the preparatory committee. It reads, subject, resolutions of the South Sudan National Youth Union Leadership's meeting. The National Youth Union intent as provided for in the Article 8, Paragraph 3, A, B, and N. The Council and the leadership held today on 11th December 2023, and the consensus reached thereon. Coupled with the aim of the tenure of all the organs of the National Youth Union as provided for in the Article 36.1, the mission resolved the following. 1. Set aside the two previous formed parallel preparatory committee by the executives and the council. 2. resolve the National Youth Executive Committee. 3. Form the preparatory committee as provided for in the Article 42.4 for the convention of the Third National Youth Union Convention. 4. Dissolve the National Youth Council. 5. Dissolve the National Convention and defer the presentation of the financial and administrative reports. The names of the members of the preparatory committee are as follows. Number 1, the chairperson of the committee is Advocate Bonabol Madu. 2, the Secretary General of the committee is Engineer Simon Yaliel. 3, the Secretary for Finance for the committee is Mr. James Don Atem. 4, the Secretary for State is none other than Mr. Paul Gabriel Board. 5, the Secretary for Information and Public Relations is none other than Abdallah Desu. 6, the rest are the members. Mrs. Gizma Abdallah Malik, Mr. Loboy Simon Lomorok. The terms of reference for the preparatory committee are as follows. 1, conduct the Third General National Youth Union Convention. 2, liaise with the Sports and Youth Bodies Registration Commission. 3, liaise with the government organ on behalf of the National Youth Union. 4, represent the South Sudan National Youth Union in all the functions and shall discharge other official functions as provided for in the Article 42.4 in General Regulations. Issued under my hand on the 11th day of December 2023 in Juba, and shall come into effect on the dates of its signature by the Speaker of South Sudan National Youth Union, Republic of South Sudan, Juba, Right Honorable Speaker Matthew Marco Lokitio. Thank you for listening.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. My name is J.D.S. from Alaska. I would like to know when is the convention going to be held, to be conducted?
According to the Constitution, always the preparatory committee is given a period of 3 months. Failure to that, now the ministry will intervene and form a steering committee. So the election may take place anytime from now, maybe from February, March, can take place anytime from now.
Yeah, my name is Joseph. I work for the City Review newspaper. Mr. Chair, you are leaving the seat as you are dissolving your government. Will you tell us what difficulties you have engaged in failing to ensure that the Youth Enterprise Plan see life for the last 2 years?
I think we have been trying our level best to make sure that, because this is one of the important bills, and we have one of the most significant bills is the youth development policy. But it's always depend on the sitting minister, because the National Youth Union are a member in the Council of Ministers. It's always the minister to present the bill to the cluster, starting from the technical cluster, and then from the ministerial cluster, and then from there to the Council of Ministers. And when it's adopted in the Council of Ministers, now it will be taken to the Parliament. So I think most of the questions should be actually be asked the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but we're more optimistic that with the new leadership in the Ministry of Youth and Sport, most of these bills are going to see light.
Yes, I'm Lord Jimmy from Radio Mira. During the last press conference, we said if that body is denied to conduct the convention, we will hand over on the 11th to the Youth Commission. Now, what happened with the Youth Commission? We have not had anything. Does it mean that you can do it without the involvement of what happened? Can you brief us? Because this was the last information we got.
Yes, because there was disagreement between the executive and the council. And if there was no agreement or consensus between the two bodies, now we will announce the end of our term, which is today, and now from that the commission will be the one to take charge to form the preparatory committee. But as long as we have agreed at the union, then the commission is going to work on what we have agreed. And that is the basis of our press of today. Is we have reached consensus at the council and the executive, and we have agreed to form a unified or inclusive body or a preparatory committee. And that was also part of the engagement and also directive and support from the leadership to make sure that the youth are united. Yes.
Mr. Chair, somebody listening out there would want to know what are the criteria for somebody who wants to be in the new executive and be elected. Somebody who wants to be contest.
Yeah, I think the criteria is going to be announced by the preparatory committee as soon as they start their work. I think it's one of the first duties that they're going to do after announcing the criteria. And now from there, they are going to call for delegates to come from the states. But as far as we all aware, we have major criteria, which starting from the age limit, the level of education, and also representing a consequence. We have, for example, 5 countries where the delegate of the National Union came from. We have the states, youth unions. We have youth in diaspora. We have youth living with disabilities. We have faith-based, and we have social, not political, youth collusion, youth national collusion, which is supposed to be society. So these are the basic criteria that actually will qualify someone to be part of the Third National Youth Convention. Yes.
Mr. Chair, this is someone from Visit South Sudan. Someone is asking here that what are the requirements needed for any member to be a member of the South Sudan National Youth Union? What are the requirements needed?
I think it's just like what I've just
basic.
Yeah, it's basic.
I think the first requirement you need to be a delegate from the council to the state, not from the state to national.
Yes.
Okay, I understand in the 4 years term, we haven't been meeting yet. The General Assembly meeting hasn't been. Is there any reason to that?
I think there is no specific reason. Maybe sometimes because of financial constraint, and also most of the General Assembly, this work is a volunteering work, and most of the members are committed, and you cannot actually hold someone accountable to come and attend the General Assembly, which is the council. And therefore, we are actually trying to propose, because we have seen there was a lot of gaps and there's a lot of challenges, and we are trying to propose the Third National Youth Convention that we have to minimize the numbers of the councils. And we also need to focus on those who are living in the city, because most of the delegates who came from the state, they went back to their respective states, and it's going to make it very difficult for us to reach the quorum when there is important. So these are the things that we are going to recommend to the Third National Youth Convention to make sure that it's going to be adapted in the constitution, so that we minimize the numbers of the council and even executive. Because the number is huge, we have 107 members, and executive almost 30 members, which is bigger than the government. So we need to make sure that we have effective executive and the council members, whereby when there is a call, they will be there. So these are the things that we are also thinking as a recommendation to the upcoming leadership to make sure that they overcome the challenges. Yes.
Yeah, last one. Mr. Beato, Matthew, the speaker, you have been in a long run with the Mr. Chair. Today the public is seeing you together. What can you tell the public that of a sudden you agree on something? Have you surrendered the cost or your issue is addressed?
Yeah. بالنسبه للسؤال يمكن يكون كويس. الليدرشيب بتاع ساوث سودان ناشونال يوث يونيون احنا ماشيين نسلم النهايه بتاع الدوره بتاعنا. في النهايه بتاع الدوره the same even the General Student Union even they هسه ينقسموا لكذا اجسام. فالليدرشيب بتاع اي يونيون او اي اسوشيشنز لو ما توحدوا صعب انه عشان نقدر نستمر. على اساس زي ما قلنا في العين بتاعت التام بتاعنا خلينا نتفق خلينا كونسل واكزكتيف ده انه عندنا بندي الجيل الثاني الجيل اللي ورانا chance da sinu mu ne gari convention mu ne gari ko da gadin fi section y.
I think we make members of the press, if there are no more questions, then we can go out and take joint.
Yeah, our viewers are asking Mr. Chairman, as you are living with the leadership, what message can you tell the youth of South Sudan?
I think my message to young people is that we have to be united. This country is belongs to us, and we are the leaders of today and leaders of tomorrow. And we should remember that our founding fathers fought for 21 years for us to have a country called South Sudan. And it's our responsibilities now to make sure that we contribute positively in nation building. So we have to be united, we have to embrace peace, and we have to work to make sure that our country is living in peace and stability. So that is my message. And I want also to have young people to adapt the culture of peaceful transition of power. We are now trying to set an example. The next leader who is going to be elected after me, he has to make sure that he always hand over the leadership on time. So these are the major messages I want to give to the people of South Sudan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, one last one.
1 minute.
Yes.
Is it possible to record a Christmas message using an AOD?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, finally, also, we want to urge the government of South Sudan, more particularly the Ministry of Youth and Sport, to support the committee to make sure that we have timely election. Our projection, we need to see the election happening on February, so that we will not keep waiting for a very long time. We know the country is heading to the national election, so we are appealing to the government to support the committee with the needed resources for them to conduct a timely convention. Thank you very much. The Christmas message. Yeah, that was.
Like a voice, because we are radio, so we need, yeah, we need a voice.
And as we are heading to the Christmas, we also like to urge the youth of South Sudan to make sure that we celebrate responsibly, because we have seen most of the Christmas has a lot of problems. Young people enjoying it in a responsible way, and a lot of accidents, a lot of casualties, and we want to actually call them to make sure that this Christmas must be peaceful. And we want to also impress unity among ourselves. As we're heading to the national elections, we also need to disseminate peace message to all the states and counties, Payam and Boomers, so that we are going to have a peaceful election. With this, I want to thank the youth of South Sudan. And this is my last Christmas message as the chairman of the National Youth Union. And I'm so grateful and thankful at the same time for the trust that I was given by the youth. And I also now taking it back to them to elect another leader that will take them for the next 4 years. Thank you very much.